Hello again. Gwe, bonjour. My name is WhiteDove. I'm from the Wabanaki nations of the Northeast of the United States and Canada. And the Wabanaki Confederacy includes the Passamaquoddy, Maliseet, Penobscot, Micmac, and Abenaki Native American nations. And today, I would like to share with you another story called The Great Grieving. And this story happened many moons ago in a small Native American village. And it's about this couple, this beautiful, happy couple. And they were so happy that other tribal members would just look at them and become overwhelmed with happiness. Whenever the wife or the husband would smile, it would bring smiles to everyone around them. That's how happy this couple was together. And they always kept themselves looking very nice in front of other tribal members. Their hair were always braided. They always wore beautiful jewelry. Their clothes were always clean. The wife always wore fresh flowers in her hair. And the husband always wore feathers in his hair. And one morning, the husband thought, well, I'm going to do something really nice to show my wife how much I love her. Before she wakes up, I'm going to go outside the teepee and prepare some cereal for her, some wonderful aromatic breakfast for her. And then I'm going to bring it into her. I'll wake her up with this wonderful breakfast that I made by myself. So the husband went out of the teepee. His wife was still sleeping. And he set up a pot over a fire. And he spent at least 10-15 minutes preparing this porridge of grains for his wife. And when he finished it, he brought it back into the teepee. It was nice and steaming hot. And he nudged his wife gently to try to wake her. And he got no response. She just laid there as if she were in a deep sleep. So this time he shook her again gently, and she still did not budge. There was still no response. And the young husband could not understand this. The cereal was getting cold, and he really wanted to get her up so she could enjoy this bowl of cereal he made for her to show his love for her. Finally, he shook his wife more strongly the third time, and there was absolutely no movement. And he put his ear towards her nose and could not hear her breathing. He finally realized that she had passed into the spirit world, so he stormed out of the teepee screaming. He just threw the bowl of cereal on the ground as he exited the teepee. Well, all the braves in the tribe thought that the screaming was a warning that the tribe was about to be attacked by enemies. But the tribal women knew better. They heard the grief in this young man's yelling. Therefore, the women went to the teepee to remove the man's dead wife. In the days to follow, the grief-stricken brave continued to cry, yell, and did not take proper care of himself. He just let himself go. He did not braid his hair. He did not have much appetite for eating. His clothes were becoming dirty. He did not bathe. The elders did what they could to try and console this young brave, but they knew that a certain period of time must be spent in the grieving process after the loss of a loved one. However, following several moons, the young man continued grieving. That is when one of the tribal elders confronted him. "My son, it is time for you to stop grieving and go on with your life. If you cannot do this, you must leave the tribe and re-find yourself." So the young man decided to leave the tribe. On his horse, he left the tribe and found a cave in the mountains. There he lived, but continued to neglect himself. He was dirty, his clothes were ragged, he didn't bathe or take care of his hair, he stopped wearing feathers, nor did he eat properly. This went on for many moons, until one day the man saw someone on a horse approaching his camp from a distance. And he thought, "Oh good, I hope that it is the enemy coming who will kill me and put me out of my misery." As the horse came closer, the face of the rider reminded the man of his wife. But he thought that it couldn't be her because she'd passed on. And as the rider drew closer, the man thought to himself, "I would think that this woman is my wife, except that this woman on the horse is dirty, ragged, and unkempt. My wife would never have looked like that. She always took good care of herself and her appearance." Suddenly, the woman horse rider spoke. She said, "I am indeed your wife. I can hear your thoughts, and I can hear your heart. I appear dirty and unkempt because I am your reflection, my husband. You yourself are dirty, neglected, and unkempt." The husband looked more closely at himself and noticed that it was true. The wife continued, "I cannot move on into the red world until you are able to let me go. You must clean yourself up, my husband. You must return to our people and move on with your life as you were intended to live it." The husband then went down to the river and washed himself. He pulled out some newer skins to wear. He braided his hair again, and he prepared a good meal over the fire. Then he prepared his horse for the trip back to the tribe's place. His wife watched all this and then appeared to him again. This time, the husband noticed that she now appeared clean and beautiful as he remembered her when she was alive. And then she responded, "As you can see, my husband, I now reflect you again. I appear tidy and well taken care of. Now I can move on into the red world, into the spirit world, as you let go of me and move on with your life. We will see each other again." And the wife disappeared, and the husband did go back to his people, where he resumed his life. There's one of my rabbits, Opal. And there's Scoots.